Okay, replacing the tail light here. There's a small hole right there that you probably can't see very well with the camera, but first thing is remove this little twist-on grommet that's holding that piece of whatever that is out of the way. I don't know what it's called. So I don't take it all the way out. Less work is better, usually. So I'll get you in a position where you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's not the greatest video, folks. Here's the new one. I like to use the new one to reference, you know, where things go on the old one, or vice versa. So there are 4 bolts that push through as the light goes in there, and you have to, you know, take the nuts off all 4 of those before you can remove the tail light. And there I was fixing my microphone, even though it's totally not picking anything up. I don't know what went wrong. So I was really being careful not to drop those nuts and washers down in there, because it'd be a pain to retrieve them. Excuse me. The rubber washers, you can pick those up at the part store if you were to want to replace them. I didn't bother. I threw mine away. They weren't really reusable in any kind of shape to reuse them after taking them off. At one point you'll see me come out with my hand like cramping up. That last one there on the bottom, I couldn't get the boxed end of the wrench on there with the ratchet, so ratcheting wrench. So I had to turn it around to the open side. Woe is me, right? Not that big a deal. And I thought it'd come right out, but it still had a retaining clip, like a washer style retaining clip. I yank out right there. And now it comes right out. So it's got a wiring harness to all 4 bulbs. And I'm not sure if it detaches inside the vehicle somewhere. I didn't check. If it does, that'd make it a lot easier. But instead, I just leave it right there on the bumper. And again, I check the orientation on the new one. Those little caps I'm unscrewing right there, I think that's just for packaging so that the bolts don't pop through the box. And then they've got the little paper covers over the bulb access holes, or whatever you call them. Get those out of the way and start transplanting the bulbs one at a time. I do it one at a time so I don't mess up some bonehead move and get them in the wrong place. The second one gives me the most trouble, just because the first one's already in, kind of slowed in the way, and then you also kind of have to turn it to the left counterclockwise ahead of because then you're going to tighten it, of course, clockwise. And the cables aren't super flexible. I mean, they're manageable, but attempt number 2 or 3 here. You see me pre-winding it kind of backwards. And then the little tabs have to go in just right, and then you can apply, downward pressure and turn it to the right to lock it in place and have a good seal. There I am just talking to myself. This one goes there. Thinking it through. What do they call that? Visualization. Yeah. Oh man, I remember that from like junior high. I think I had a coach telling me, you got to visualize what's going to happen before it happens. I'm wondering now if you have to take the whole light assembly out, if you just had one bulb go bad, or if you can access from the inside. I don't know. I think you might have to take the whole thing off, which makes me think I really should have replaced all the bulbs while I just had that off. Oh well. Hopefully they'll last for a while. So now there's some plastic tabs in addition to the threaded bolts that help you line this up. They really kind of dummy proof it. I like how easy this goes in. Yeah, I'm kind of pointing it out there, and the foam seal. Yep. But you just line those little tabs up and the threaded bolts. And look at that. I mean, that so easy a caveman could do it. Or me. Well, trivia note, I'm from Northern European descent, mostly, so I really do have about 2.5% Neanderthal DNA. So they need to make things easy for folks like me. Oh, yeah, right there I was looking for, I lost a nut for a second. I ended up taking the spare tire out and everything. Here I'm just showing, kind of in rough shape, that spare tire well cover's in rough shape. And it looks pretty good in there, though. Minimal rust. But all the hardware is missing. The spare was in there, but none of the retaining hardware, the jack, the tire iron, none of it was in there. So maybe I'll get online and see if I can find a replacement. Here's my attempt to cover my license plate. I had a old campaign magnet stuck on there. That fell off, so I had to do some thinking and smiling and laughing. I'm trying to get you a look at the daggone light after I'm done here, and you really don't get a good view of it. I'm sorry. I mean, it looks like it did before, just without the hole in the plastic. I made a joke about that looking like a Model T tire, so skinny, and relegate it to the pile of trash.